there. My name is Teresa Cantley, and I am the creator of the Your Next Best Step podcast, as well as the Your Next Best Step coaching program. I'm a business strategist and a marketing strategist, and I'm also a healthy mix between science and Zen. But the thing that I love most is I love working with small business owners to help them maximize profits and connect with more customers by getting super clear on their vision, building a strategy to help them grow, and a team to help them get there. And speaking of growth, a lot of business owners that I work with and that I've worked with over the past 20 years, the biggest misconception is if your business isn't growing, we need to add more things into it. We need to add more products, more services, more strategies, more tactics. And I can tell you from my own experience, that does not work. It is the biggest misconception out there. A lot of people want to add more inventory, more coupons, more sales. And what we really need to do is we really need to focus on actually doing less. Sounds weird, right? Not really. It kind of goes back to, if you think about the art of pruning and really figuring out what is our biggest obstacle in our business that is preventing our growth. And what pruning does is pruning allows us to figure out what we are super amazing at, what our vital few items are that we should be doing, the products and services that people love and that really connect to and align to what our vision is and what our core purpose is. So if we think about pruning in the gardening world, when you have a plant, a rose bush, a tree, when you prune back and cut off everything that's kind of excess or that's dead or that really isn't helping the plant, when you trim that back, and a lot of times the plant ends up looking kind of sparse, but when you trim it back, it enables it to rejuvenate itself so that it can actually grow bigger. Just like in a business. A lot of business owners, if a business isn't growing, what they want to do is they want to add more stuff in. And I did this myself, adding more products, more services, finding the latest and greatest marketing strategy, adding more marketing things in, and not spending the time to actually get clear on what makes them unique, what connects to their vision, what things are selling, what services or products, inventory items that they have, what is selling, what do their customers really want, and what's not. And figuring out what that biggest obstacle is. So the obstacle could be that they don't really have a sense for what they're really good at, what is really selling, what people really want. Your biggest obstacle could be your own energy as a business owner. Maybe you've been working lots and lots of hours, you've been working harder, and you actually are starting to burn out, and maybe you've lost your mojo or lost that passion. And maybe your biggest obstacle is maybe it's a mismatched team member. Maybe it's a team member that's functioning in a role that really doesn't align with their strengths. But finding that biggest obstacle and removing more of that excess to prune down the excess products that you may have in your inventory, the excess services that you've added that really don't align with what your core is, your core purpose, and what your unique genius is, the more you can remove, the more you'll be able to grow. So the whole philosophy behind doing less doesn't necessarily mean that you do less work, although there are things that I teach about delegating out to our team and getting people to help us build our business. But in this case, adding more products, adding more stuff into our business without getting super clear on what's really holding us back, what's preventing us from moving forward. So how do we do this as business owners? Well, the first thing is we need to get super clear on our intention. What is the intention behind or the core purpose in your business? What is that purpose that you have beyond the products and services that you offer? And if you break it down to, okay, let's look at this service that we offer. What is the intention behind it? Or maybe a series of events that you have. What is the intention behind what you're trying to do? Or the intention behind that particular project or service or product that you offer? And then from there, once we're clear on what our intention is and our intention and our purpose, will connect to the vision and the mission of what the business is doing and wants to do and where they want to go. So we get clear on that first. The second thing is to figure out what the biggest obstacle is that's holding you back. There will be many obstacles potentially that you'll find, things that you need to prune, but we need to start with the one that is the greatest obstacle, the biggest obstacle that is preventing you and your team and the energy in your business from moving forward. What is that one thing that's holding you back? And like I said, it could be your energy, it could be a mismatched team member, a team member that's not really functioning in their strengths. So it's identifying what that biggest obstacle is. You know, when you're thinking about like a team, like maybe, or like you're on a hike with like a group of people, and maybe you have like somebody who is much slower than the rest of the group. Well, you need to go back and you need to help them. That's the one that's preventing the group from moving forward faster. So the third thing is that, okay, we've identified our biggest obstacle that we're going to start with. What do we need to do to remove it? And it could be, if it's your energy that's been off, maybe it's taking time to give yourself some space, some creative space, so that you can refocus yourself and refocus on what your vision is, what your plans are to move forward. Maybe that biggest obstacle is you need to bring your team together. You need to connect your team back together so that you collectively can collaborate and come up with new ideas. And maybe that biggest obstacle is you've been holding on to goals, or you've been holding on to excess inventory for the longest time because you thought maybe if we bring more stuff in, we can sell more things. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe the biggest obstacle that you have that you need to remove first is maybe you just need to get super, super clear on what that higher purpose is and connect your messaging to it. Maybe your messaging is off. But whatever that biggest obstacle is that you have, identifying what it is and how you're going to resolve it. What you're going to do to prune back. If you've identified that your biggest obstacle is that you have too many inventory items, you have way too much excess inventory, what is your plan for removing and selling off that excess inventory? So how are you going to remove that obstacle or fix that obstacle? And beyond all of this, with those 3 steps, when we are not growing and when we need to take a look at this and get really clear on what makes us unique, what is our unique genius, what are our vital things that we are super, super good at and make our business amazing. There are so many valuable lessons in taking the time to look at this stuff, figuring out what you can prune back on, what you can get rid of, all the excess, so that you can grow bigger and better and faster than you did before. And get really super laser focused on the things that totally align with your vision and with your mission and what you are doing to make a gigantic impact in this world. So I hope this video helped you. If you leave in the comments below, let me know which point really resonated with you the most. And also you can check out my podcast at teresacantley.com/iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher. And you can actually listen to me dig into this a lot further in episode number 9. So thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you soon.